Extending its EV contributions, Volvo is sending off the little EX30 SUV with stylish styling to oblige its normal cutting-edge stage. Single and double-engine renditions are accessible. The previous with a 268 horsepower back-tire drive arrangement, and the last option with a 422 horsepower all-wheel drive plan that Volvo says makes the EX30 its speediest speeding-up vehicle to date. Regardless of which powertrain you pick, you'll get the equivalent 64.0 kilowatt-hour battery pack that is said to present to 275 miles of driving for each charge. The EX30 sports cool-drove lighting components and Volvo's fairly praised comfortable container seats. However, its Lodge makes supportability a side dish to its style. Volvo has picked reused materials for the SUV's upholstery and cooperated with carbon non-partisan providers to give the EX30 an edge in ecological cordiality. The EX30 squeezes into the Volvo setup beneath the C40 Re-Energize and XC40 Re-Energize pair and makes another section-level spot in the brand's pecking order. The EX30 is another nameplate for Volvo, utilizing the EX prefix the organization is holding for its cutting-edge EVs. At the point when it goes discounted in summer 2024, it will join the bigger EX90 SUV in the brand's developing setup of electric SUVs. The cost of the 2025 Volvo EX30 begins at $36,245 and goes up to $47,895 relying upon the trim and options. While the EX30's beginning cost is particularly sweet, the mid-range in addition to manage with the single-engine powertrain is the adaptation we'd suggest. Of course, its 268 horsepower arrangement won't be essentially as speedy as the 422 double-engine form, yet you get some additional driving reach as a compromise. The in addition to manage adds positive highlights to the EX30 spec sheet, including an all-encompassing sunroof, 19-inch wheels, and a Harman Kardon sound system. The single-engine broadened reach model is fueled by a 268 horsepower electric engine mounted on the back hub that is great for 253 pound-feet of force. Volvo expresses advancing to 60 miles per hour ought to require generally 5.1 seconds with that arrangement. The double-engine execution model will offer adrenaline junkies the EV punch they're searching for. With an engine on every hub adding up to 422 drive and 400 pound-feet of force, Volvo says the double-engine model can send off to 60 miles per hour in 3.4 seconds. From our experience during a concise test drive in Barcelona, that appears to be a precise gauge. We additionally tested the back-tire drive single-engine model, which isn't as fast yet at the same time demonstrated decently punchy for the metropolitan setting we drove in. The two models offered a firm ride on 19-inch wheels. However, the EX30 suspension feels adjusted and nimble on twisty streets. A cross-country model might join the setup somewhat later, offering more ground leeway and a more rough look. Volvo hasn't given us everything about that model right now. However, we don't anticipate seeing any in-your-face going mud romping gear being important for that bundle. All variants of the EX30 accompany a 64.0 kilowatt-hour battery pack which Volvo says is sufficiently enormous to give up to 275 miles of driving for each charge in back-tire drive models. All-wheel drive models are assessed at 265 miles for every charge, and both can be charged on a DC Quick Charging Association at a pinnacle charging pace of 153 kilowatts. Volvo claims the battery can be charged from 10 to 80% in under 30 minutes on such an association. The EPA hasn't delivered mileage gauges for the EX30 yet. However, we anticipate that it should be cutthroat with other little electric SUVs like the Hyundai Kona Electric and the Kia Niro EV. The EX30's inside utilizes reused materials all through for a greener impression. One upholstery choice, for instance, utilizes squander from the denim reusing process, while different choices incorporate an inside sewn from flax and a fleece elective produced using reused polyester. The inside looks very moderate, which lines up with Volvo's Scandinavian plant system, however for certain new curves. The EX30's glove box, for instance, is moved to the focal point of the dashboard under the infotainment screen, making it simpler for the driver to reach. The SUV's cup holders likewise crease up when not being used to let loose space. Taking a page from Tesla's playbook, The EX30 will highlight a solitary in an upward direction situated show screen that fills in as both infotainment and check show. The 12.3-inch screen utilizes a refreshed variant of Volvo's Google-based point of interaction and highlights Google Guides for route as well as remote Apple CarPlay. The EX30 sound system is novel in that Volvo chose to introduce a soundbar across the foundation of the dashboard as opposed to individual speakers all through the vehicle. Like other Volvos, the EX30 will come norm with a setup of driver help elements to assist with staying away from mishaps. Standard computerized crisis slowing down with walker and cyclist location. Standard path takeoff cautioning with path keeping help. Standard versatile voyage control with a path focusing highlight.